Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you. A very calm but warm night. Wow, this mugginess just not going away here, even though we are stepping into the final few days of August. Meteorological summer ends here at the end of the month. That's hard to believe, right? Where did the summer go? Clear skies tonight and just warm. 77 still in Champaign. It is 78 in Springfield, and it's going to be another muggy one tomorrow with temperatures that are going to start out in the mid-70s, work their way up all the way to 81 by just 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So when do we get some relief? We'll talk about cooler temperatures and the latest from a devastating hurricane about to hit the Gulf Coast when we come back a little bit later. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
We have always looked up to CDC as the voice of public health and the voice of reason.
But now health officials say they're confused and worried by the new recommendations for COVID-19 testing. She drove off the unfinished Bradley Avenue Bridge last year, while her mother disagrees with her sentence. What would almost shut down a popular fishing spot? The answer is not COVID.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We were not notified directly either by the CDC or the state of the change.
Central Illinois health departments were caught off guard by the CDC's latest COVID-19 testing guidelines. Some say it directly contradicts the previous federal recommendations during this pandemic. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. The CDC is now saying that people exposed to coronavirus who don't have symptoms don't need to be tested. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in the newsroom. So Jennifer, why this sudden change?
Jessica, the CDC did not explain why they made that change. But one interesting thing to note is that key White House Coronavirus Task Force member Dr. Anthony Fauci said he was not part of the decision-making process of this because he was in surgery during the guideline discussion. He says he's concerned about the interpretation of this recommendation and worried it will give people the incorrect assumption that asymptomatic spread is not a concern. Local health departments in Central Illinois share the same apprehension. Local public health officials are confronting unexpected news during the COVID-19 pandemic.
We were surprised to hear that there was even a new recommendation.
The CDC's new recommendation says if you have been in close contact within 6 feet of a person with a COVID-19 infection for at least 15 minutes but do not have symptoms, you do not necessarily need a test unless you're a vulnerable individual or your healthcare provider or state or local health officials recommend you take one. This is a stark contrast to the previous guidelines health departments have stood by. Awais Vade with Champaign-Urbana Public Health Districts believes this is the wrong message to give people during such a critical time.
This is something that we do not agree at all. This is taking us a step back. This is not March of 2020. We are 6 months into this pandemic, and we have the resources to test a lot of people in this community. And why would we not?
Vade says there's a reason they continue to recommend people get tested.
A lot of individuals that we are seeing, cases, are asymptomatic. Unless you test, how are you going to find out if you're positive or not? And while you're asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic before you become positive, you are spreading this to many other people.
As it has been in the past, people are put in a 14-day quarantine if they've been in close contact with someone who tested positive for coronavirus. Doug Toole with Vermilion County Health Department says regardless if those people get tested, the quarantine should keep the virus from spreading in those cases.
The incubation period can take a while, and we find that folks tend to rush out. It's like, oh my gosh, I was around someone who tested positive. I got to get tested today. Well, it can take 7 days or so before it's going to show up.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services maintains that, above all, people should consult with local health departments and doctors to decide if they need to be tested. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. A bus driver at Champaign-Urbana MTD has tested positive. They last worked on Monday. They drove the 6 Orange from 12 to 4 p.m. and the 550 Green from around 5:50 to 10:30 p.m. They say the employee wore a mask while interacting with passengers. The affected vehicles were removed from service for cleaning and disinfecting. Taking a look at today's coronavirus numbers, for the third straight day, the state's 7-day positivity rate has fallen. It's now at 4%. There are over 2,100 new cases, making 225,000 plus overall. 37 more people have died. The state has lost almost 8,000 people to coronavirus. Doctors are learning more every day about this virus, but a lot of questions remain. We'll try to answer some of those tomorrow night. We are airing 30 Minutes COVID-19 Just the Facts. That show is at 6:30 right here on WCIA. New at 10, state police are investigating the death of an inmate and the hospitalization of another at Iroquois County Jail. The coroner says 24-year-old Andre Maiden was found unresponsive this morning and later pronounced dead. An autopsy has not been scheduled yet, and officials have not released details. Tonight, we spoke with his brother. He talked to Maiden on the phone recently and was told he was sick and throwing up. He says they're confused because they don't have answers as to how he died.
I'm angry because I just talked to my brother, and all he wanted was me to tell my dad to have his lawyer call for an ambulance because they wouldn't give him one, and that's what I did. And by next, I got a call that my brother was dead, all because he couldn't get the medical help he needed.
We have reached out to state police for more information, but they would not release anything else right now. Another inmate was found unresponsive last night and is in critical condition at the hospital. His name has not been released. Now for a follow-up, a Beecher City man has been convicted for concealing a homicidal death. Aaron Kaiser will be sentenced in October. He and Christopher Glass were arrested after the body of Kimberly Mattingly was found on property owned by Kaiser's parents. He lived there at the time. Mattingly had been missing for nearly a month. Glass is set to go to trial for murder next month. A woman who drove off an unfinished bridge in Champaign has been sentenced to 6 years in prison. Asia Marshall was charged with a DUI last September. That crash was all caught on another driver's dash cam. You can see the moment here. Marshall drove into the concrete barriers and crashed onto 57. Months later, she got a second DUI. That was dismissed as part of a deal to get her to plead guilty for the bridge DUI. In her sentencing today, Marshall's mother took the stand in her daughter's defense, saying her daughter is working on bettering her life.
She's currently taking medication. She's doing 100% better than what she was doing. And in 6 years for a DUI, aggravated DUI, with people that were willingly in the car with her doing the same thing that she was doing, that's unfair. That's really unfair.
The judge also recommended that she get mental health treatment during her sentence. Decatur police are investigating after a man was found dead in a car this morning. They were called to North Edward Street and West Grand Avenue for shots fired. The victim had been shot several times. Police do not have any suspects. And we have an update to an accidental shooting involving a 3-year-old in Springfield. Police confirm the child got a hold of their guardian's gun and hurt themselves. That child is expected to be okay. The gun was registered but was not kept in a proper case or locked up. Police have contacted DCFS. Charges have been filed against a Springfield man for a hit-and-run involving a 7-year-old last week. 62-year-old Bernard Focum-Dingo will be arraigned next month for leaving the scene of an accident with personal injury. Police say he confessed to hitting 7-year-old Jax Thornley while he was riding his bike home from a friend's house. He could face up to 10 years in prison if found guilty. No one was hurt after an old bottle factory caught fire today. It happened near North Logan Street and Oklahoma Avenue in Lincoln. Several departments were called to help. Crews say the factory had been decommissioned for about a year or two, and work was being done to deconstruct the building.
There was heavy smoke and flame coming from the roof area. I met up with the supervisor that was working on the building. They're doing a demolition inside. He told me what happened, and we set up appropriately to take care of the fire inside.
The exact cause of the fire is under investigation. New for you tonight, recreational marijuana sales won't be allowed in Monticello. The village voted 5-3 this week to amend the city's zoning code to only allow medical marijuana. Both cultivation centers and dispensaries will be allowed, but a center has to be 2,500 feet from schools and daycares and 1,000 feet from places of worship and green space like parks and cemeteries. Dispensaries have to be 1,000 feet from all of those locations. It's a day for the dogs, why you should celebrate your pup. Plus, one department was getting tired of picking up trash, what they threatened to do over it. And it's a good day for the Illinois men's golf coach, what he did for the 13th time in his career.